Make sense when I show it to you. See you in a sec. Okay, so here you go. So you would have seen this on the template I gave you anyway. Honestly, guys, this thing is incredible. I mean, it's basically the depth of market in a little box at the bottom of your chart. It's the footprint, it's everything. It's basically all the information at the bottom of my chart. You can now understand why it's the order flow tool of my choice. I'm going to show you how to read absorption and all the things that we look at on footprint and so on and so forth. I'm going to show you how to look at it on here, and actually it's got major advantages as well over looking at the footprint and the depth of market, which I'm going to show you, and a lot of it comes down to this swing to swing versus micro. But firstly, let's just consolidate our learning and repeat what we said on the last slide, which hopefully you understood, because obviously now you get the depth of market, so presumably that would have been straightforward for you to understand. Can you see it's exactly what I've just described a moment ago? What did I have? I had the price, I had time, which you have here, so you can see the time going along, right? And look, guys, this is hours. Okay, it's hours. What's the price doing here? Price is going up. What are market orders doing? Going up. Really straightforward. What's the price doing here? Going down. What's market orders doing? Going down. Aggressive move down. Aggressive negative market orders. If you watch the depth of market or you watch the footprint, all that would be happening is the delta would be going down. You'd have aggressive negative market orders, right? Hitting the bid. That's all it is. It's that delta. It's the difference between orders hitting the sell side and orders hitting the buy side. When the market's moving down aggressively, obviously it's going to be market orders hitting bids going down. When the market's moving up aggressively, obviously it's going to be what? Orders, market orders lifting the offer or hitting the offer or whatever you want to call it as we go up. That's it, right, guys? So that's basically all the delta is, okay? Cumulative delta is letting me see all the information, but just in my opinion, just the most advantageous way for a human being, okay? I'll keep talking about this, but it's so important you understand that, we are competing against the machines. How can we get an edge? Well, a machine is very good at a very microscopic level. What we are very good at is being able to interpret data at a more discretionary level, but where we have a little bit more time, right? We have to know our strengths and weaknesses. This isn't patronizing anyone. It's logical. I'm trying to help you take advantage of, this ability that you have to think incredibly logically when you have a little bit of time to put things together. And the reason I say this, right, I'm not trying to lecture anyone. I'm going to back it up, obviously, with facts, and that is, I talk about this swing to swing. So basically, my point is, I can look at what is happening to delta over this period. Okay, now think of this period in terms of time. I'm talking about approximately just after 10, right, to about 1:30, guys. So you're talking a several hour period. What is that? It's over 3 hours basically. You're talking about over 3 hour period, and imagine looking at this on a depth of market. Do you really want to be staring at that thing for 3 hours to gauge the same sort of information? I can literally instantly just look at that and say, yep, oh, okay, the market orders were aggressively sold off, and actually you'll have delta numbers here. Okay, so it might be minus 5,000, might be minus 2,500 or whatever. So I can say we're net negative 5,000 contracts, right? That's a strong move down, or it isn't, and so on and so forth. And then you can start to see little nuances, like I'm going to show you. Look, over this period, which again is 1:30 to about 3 o'clock, hour and a half, guys, I can see the market was going down in price, but market orders didn't go negative. hang on, something has changed. For me to spot this on a depth of market over, a sort of 2 hour period, no, it's not going to happen, right? The amount of sort of like capacity in terms of my mental concentration I'll have to put into just being able to glance once and say, oh, something's not right here, whilst I'm trying to look at 10 VWAPs and profiles. And can you see now why I'm using this exclusively? Because I can see what is going on the footprint, on the depth of market, just at a glance. And where? At the bottom of my screen. Guys, I absolutely love this thing. It's brilliant because it does allow me to see sort of what is going on in terms of buyers and sellers, convictions, and so on and so forth over large periods of times. That's why I say swing to swing. From this swing to this swing, for me to capture that information, even on a footprint, is a lot of data. You've seen it on the Renkos, there's a lot of data. Here I can literally eyeball it and see, nope, any problems in the order flow. Is the market aggressive when the price is aggressive? Yes, it is. All right, things are normal. Price is moving up. Are market orders driving it? Are buyers convinced this is going to... Yeah, it is. Look, market's moving up. Same thing as we went down. Over a period of time, I can sit back, relax over a couple of hours and think, all right, yeah, okay. Sellers over the past couple of hours are driving this market down. And, we talked about this a lot. That's where our edge is as human beings, is to really use this amazing ability we have to interpret data and be discretionary with it and make decisions and build an edge over other participants, including algorithms in the market, and say, based on my judgment and my experience of having seen this several 100,000 times or 100 times or whatever, this doesn't quite look right to me. Okay, do you see? This is where you start to develop edge again. It's a great edge you can develop. And also, I've put here micro because you can start to look at sort of micro order flow. So, let's have a look here. So you can start to look at this. Can you see this swing down versus this swing down? That's micro. Okay, so you can start to see there and there. Do we have any problems in the order flow? No, we don't. We move down. We move down. So sellers drove that. They were happy to drive that down. Here we've got, look at this and this. There's a problem here because look, the market didn't break this low, but here the order flow did break the low. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but my point is, this is on a very micro level, over maybe half an hour. Here it's a bit longer because it's the ETH. Remember, this is RTH. So that's why in time that does represent a longer period of time. But here you can see it's virtually like 10 minutes, 20 minutes. This bit, and you can compare it to that bit, right? So that's swing to swing, swing to swing. This is basically just at a micro level where you can start to, over 20 minutes, without having to sit and stare at a footprint or sit and stare at a footprint. Is obviously better because it does record the historical market orders. We've discussed that. You've obviously just come back off the footprint section. You've seen it, and it can be handy. Don't get me wrong. But for me, rather than looking at that, and it takes up a lot of space on my screen, or watching the depth of market for 20 minutes, even at a microscopic level, I can just say, okay, that looks okay to me. Yep, sellers are, driving this market lower, even at a micro level. What about a swing to swing level over the last few hours? Oh, that looks okay. Is there any discrepancy? Is there any problems? All right, so hopefully that makes sense that, we covered all of this in the last slide, that this is telling you exactly the same information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to really hammer that point home now. We're going to look at, different types of, I hate the word divergences, I'm going to be honest with you, because of the way it's used in retail. But this is true order flow divergence. And what I mean by that is absorption, things you're used to seeing on your depth of market. So yeah, on that note, let me quickly sort of move on, because I use that word divergence and I quickly want to sort of show you that when I say divergence, I mean it in a completely different way to what you've ever been used to seeing. It's not in the technical indicator sense at all. In fact, it's in, I talked about this a lot, the fabric of the market, market orders, market order divergence versus the price. Okay, so it's very much depth of market divergence, right? So true divergence in its purest form. So let's go on and have a look at that in the next